A shocking new court order has turned the Roloff world upside down. Caryn Chandler, once the quiet partner always seen smiling beside Matt Roloff, is now reportedly under arrest, leaving fans in disbelief. And if that weren't enough, new reports claim Matt Roloff himself could be facing a felony charge that threatens to tear down everything he's built, from his multi-million-dollar farm empire to his decades-long legacy on Little People, Big World. Whispers from court insiders, leaked documents, and mysterious legal filings are spreading like wildfire. What began as a private legal dispute has now become a full-blown scandal, one that could change the Roloff family's story forever. In today's video, we're diving deep into this breaking legal drama that's sending shockwaves through Oregon and through the entire Little People, Big World fandom. We'll uncover what this judge's order actually says, how Caryn Chandler found herself pulled into the center of a criminal investigation, and why Matt Roloff, the patriarch of the Roloff family, could now be facing the most serious allegations of his life. From the early signs that something wasn't right to the moment the court's decision became public, to the reactions and silence from the Roloff family members themselves, we'll piece together the timeline, the hidden clues, and the fallout that could threaten to end not only relationships, but the future of the show itself. Because this isn't just another Roloff controversy, this is the one that could change everything. Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. For Roloff family latest news update, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. The shocking new chapter in the Roloff family saga began not with a public fight, but with a quiet court filing, a judge's order that would soon ignite a storm of speculation, confusion, and disbelief. According to early reports, the ruling reportedly surfaced from a financial dispute or property issue connected to Roloff Farms, or one of Matt Roloff's private business ventures tied to the sprawling Oregon estate. For years, Matt had been known not just as the star of Little People, Big World, but as a savvy businessman, managing rental properties, farm tour, merchandise lines, and development deals behind the scenes. But now, it appears that one of those very business arrangements may have gone disastrously wrong. The judge's order, according to leaked details, referenced irregularities in property documentation and financial transfers, some of which allegedly involved names familiar to fans, including Caryn Chandler. What started as routine legal paperwork took a darker turn when Caryn's name reportedly appeared in the filings as either a cosigner, witness, or even participant in the transactions under dispute. At first, fans assumed it was a clerical error, that her name simply appeared due to her long-term partnership with Matt. But when court insiders began speaking out, everything changed. Anonymous sources close to the proceedings claimed that Caryn had been taken into custody for questioning, or at the very least placed under active investigation following the filing of the order. The rumors spread like wildfire across social media. Within hours, hashtags like Caryn arrested and Roloff Farm scandal began trending among Little People, Big World fans. Some insisted the legal matter had to do with real estate misrepresentation, possibly linked to the ongoing controversy around the sale and management of Roloff Farms. Others believed it could involve false filings or hidden financial transactions, the kind of behind-the-scenes turmoil fans rarely get to see on camera. For many longtime viewers, this wasn't entirely unexpected. Over the years, whispers about Matt's ambitious projects and private ventures have circulated online, particularly as tensions grew between him and his children over the fate of the family farm. The addition of Caryn, who once worked for the Roloffs before dating Matt, only added fuel to the fire. Critics accused the couple of blurring personal and professional lines, and now, this legal order seemed to confirm their worst fears. By the end of the week, fan reactions were explosive. Some rallied behind Matt and Caryn, arguing that the entire ordeal was exaggerated, a misunderstanding blown out of proportion by online gossip. Others, however, saw it as a moment of reckoning. "We always knew something was off," one fan commented. "You can't mix business, love, and TV fame without something cracking." Across fan forums, Reddit threads, and Facebook groups, theories piled up. Was this linked to Roloff Farms' financial restructuring? Could TLC be implicated, given their involvement in production deals tied to the property? Or was this simply the result of poor accounting and bad advice that spiraled into a full-blown scandal? What no one could deny was the shockwave this court order sent through the Little People, Big World community. The Roloffs, once seen as wholesome and grounded, were now facing headlines about arrests, investigations, and potential felony charges. Even loyal fans who had followed them for nearly 2 decades were suddenly questioning everything, from the family's business ethics to the very future of the show itself. Could this really be the beginning of the end for Little People, Big World? Or just another test in a family that's endured heartbreak, divorce, and betrayal before? One thing was certain. The judge's order had opened a legal nightmare that might change the Roloffs' story forever. As the dust settled from the judge's shocking order, attention quickly turned toward the heart of the Roloff empire, Matt Roloff himself. For years, Matt has been the face and force behind Roloff Farms, a 100-acre landmark in Oregon that has become almost as famous as the family who built it. But now, his name is being mentioned in ways no fan ever expected, in connection with felony-level allegations that could alter the course of everything he's worked for. According to what online reports and leaked documents suggest, the judge's ruling didn't just single out Caryn Chandler. It also pointed to shared decisions, joint ventures, and overlapping financial activity between Matt and Caryn that raised red flags. Court insiders have reportedly hinted that certain property transactions and financial filings were discovered to have inconsistencies, particularly in relation to how ownership, profits, and taxable income were reported. Some believe that the issue might stem from Roloff Farms' restructuring, a process Matt has been overseeing since he announced his intent to downsize operations and sell part of the land. Others point to the short-term rental and event businesses that have sprung up around the farm, which could have created confusion or, worse, misfiling within tax records. While nothing has been officially confirmed, speculation online has exploded. Words like fraudulent property filings, undeclared income, and misrepresentation of ownership have been circulating on social media. Fans are piecing together connections between business documents, past interviews, and even aerial photos of Roloff Farms, trying to make sense of how the man once celebrated for his innovative spirit could now be facing such grave accusations. For those who have followed Little People, Big World since its earliest days, this feels like a cruel twist. Matt was always seen as the dreamer, the man who built pirate ships and castles for his kids, who refused to let physical limitations hold him back. His passion for entrepreneurship was infectious. But now, the same drive that made him a reality TV icon seems to have led him into a storm of legal trouble. The allegations cut deep because they don't just question his finances, they question his integrity. Fans remember how hard Matt fought to keep Roloff Farms alive after his divorce from Amy. He poured his time, money, and heart into preserving what he called the legacy. But if the court documents truly link him to financial misconduct, it could mean that legacy was built on unstable ground. Still, the fanbase is deeply divided. Some say this is yet another example of a hardworking man being targeted because of fame and success. One Facebook comment read, "Matt done more for his family and community than people realize. If there's a paperwork issue, it's just a mistake, not a crime. He's been playing with fire for years, from zoning disputes to shady land deals. If this turns out to be true, he's finally facing the consequences." That division mirrors the tone of Little People, Big World itself, a show that's always balanced heartwarming moments with underlying tension. And now, those tensions have reached a breaking point. What makes this even more compelling and tragic is how this new situation echoes Matt's past controversies. Fans recall the infamous farm feud with his sons, Zach and Jeremy, after they accused him of manipulating family assets and playing favorites. Then came the zoning disputes with local authorities when Matt expanded the farm into a wedding and events venue. Each time, Matt weathered the storm, confident, defiant, and determined. But this time the stakes are much higher. A felony charge, if proven, could mean severe legal and financial consequences, possibly even jeopardizing ownership of Roloff Farms itself. It's not just about reputation anymore, it's about survival. The emotional weight of this is undeniable. For someone like Matt, whose identity has always been intertwined with hard work, creativity, and independence, facing public accusations of deceit cuts to the core of who he is. Friends of the family have hinted that he's been quiet and withdrawn since the ruling, focusing on legal consultations and trying to get ahead of the narrative. Meanwhile, fans continue to dissect every social media post. When Matt recently shared a photo of a sunset over the farm with the caption, "Some things are worth fighting for," it sparked thousands of comments. To some, it was just poetic reflection. To others, it was a cryptic message, a sign that he knows the battle ahead will be long and painful. Behind the scenes, sources close to the Roloff circle claim there's growing tension between Matt and Caryn as their names appear side by side in legal filings. Their partnership, once viewed as stable and full of new beginnings, is now under scrutiny. Did they knowingly make joint financial decisions that crossed legal lines? Or is Matt simply caught in the crossfire of Caryn's alleged mistakes? One thing is certain, this development marks a turning point in the Roloff saga. The man once hailed as the visionary behind a family empire is now facing questions that could define his entire legacy. Fans are left to wonder, will Matt Roloff rise again, proving his innocence and resilience? Or is this the moment when the farm and the dream finally start to crumble? And as the investigation deepens, the question becomes more urgent. How far did these financial connections go, and what will the next court filing reveal about the man behind the farm? For years, Caryn Chandler was known as the quiet force behind Matt Roloff's comeback story. After his divorce from Amy, Caryn was the one who appeared to steady his life. She helped him manage the farm, supported him through health challenges, and was often seen as the reason Matt found joy again. Fans used to say that Caryn brought balance, that she was the calm after the storm. But now that image is shattering. Reports of her alleged involvement in financial misconduct have flipped the public perception of Caryn completely. Once praised as a loyal partner and professional, she's now being described as the woman at the center of a possible legal scandal. Court filings, rumored to reference her name in connection to disputed property deals, have left fans reeling, wondering how the same woman who helped Matt rebuild Roloff Farms could now be part of its potential downfall. Caryn's journey has always been complicated. Her relationship with Matt began under the shadow of controversy. Viewers of Little People, Big World still remember how their romance unfolded soon after Matt and Amy's divorce. Rumors swirled that Caryn, a longtime Roloff Farms employee, had got too close to Matt while he was still married. Though both denied any wrongdoing, the timing raised eyebrows and planted seeds of distrust that never fully faded. That tension between Amy and Caryn lingered through the years, subtle but ever present. Amy once admitted that it was difficult to see Caryn around the farm, attending events that used to be family only. Fans noticed it too. Awkward moments during pumpkin season, uncomfortable glances at family gatherings, and quiet avoidance during joint appearances. To some viewers, Caryn represented everything that went wrong in the Roloff family, the fracture between old traditions and new ambitions. Still, for a while, it seemed like Caryn had managed to win people over. Her social media presence showed her as kind, warm, and genuinely invested in Matt's happiness. She bonded with Matt's grandchildren, appeared at family celebrations, and even discussed plans for a wedding in Arizona. Many fans believed she had finally earned her place in the Roloff legacy. But that all changed when the legal storm broke. The moment Caryn's name appeared in the leaked judge's order, everything shifted. Online communities that once praised her are now filled with suspicion and disbelief. Some fans claim this is karma for how she entered Matt's life. Others express sadness, saying they never expected Caryn to become the center of such a serious scandal. A few even argue that she might be taking the fall for Matt, that her involvement could be more about loyalty than guilt. And that's where the emotional complexity deepens. Because if Caryn truly did play a role in the alleged property or financial misdealings, it raises painful questions. Did she act on her own? Was she influenced by Matt's vision for expanding Roloff Farms? Or, as some fan theories suggest, was she simply trying to protect the man she loves and ended up crossing a legal line she couldn't undo? Behind all the speculation lies a wave of sadness. Longtime followers of the Roloff story are watching a familiar pattern play out, a love that once looked unshakable now strained by scandal. Many fear that Caryn's downfall could pull Matt down with her, tarnishing everything they built together. One fan comment summed it up perfectly. "It's heartbreaking, Caryn was Matt's rock. If she goes down, he'll crumble too." That emotional connection, the idea that Caryn's arrest could drag Matt into deeper trouble, has fueled endless discussions online. People are divided. Some think Matt was complicit, while others believe he's about to lose the person who stood by him when no one else would. Caryn's fall from grace feels almost symbolic of the Roloff legacy itself. A story that began with hope, hard work, and family dreams, now entangled in controversy and betrayal. Her journey from loyal partner to alleged prisoner is a painful reminder of how quickly things can change when fame, money, and love collide in the public eye. As the legal battle unfolds, one thing is certain: Caryn Chandler's story is no longer one of quiet support behind the scenes. It's now the center of one of the most shocking and emotional chapters in Little People, Big World history, and its ending remains unwritten. As the legal storm surrounding Caryn Chandler's arrest and Matt Roloff's potential felony charge continues to dominate headlines, the shockwaves are being felt far beyond the family's Oregon farm. At the heart of this fallout lies TLC, the network that turned the Roloff family into household names. For nearly 2 decades, Little People, Big World stood as one of TLC's most enduring series, a show that blended inspiration, drama, and family values. But with these explosive allegations, the network now faces a moral and logistical nightmare. Industry insiders say TLC executives are holding emergency meetings, quietly evaluating their options. There are whispers of production being paused, pending internal review. The show's legal team, according to one insider, is already combing through contracts to determine whether the network can legally distance itself from the scandal without breaching agreements with the Roloffs. For TLC, the risk isn't just reputational, it's financial. Sponsorships tied to the family's wholesome image could be jeopardized, while advertisers may pull back until the controversy clears. The network has seen this kind of fallout before when other reality TV families faced criminal or moral scandals, but this one hits differently. The Roloffs weren't just another TV family, they were a brand of resilience and authenticity. Across social media, fans have taken matters into their own hands, revisiting old episodes with a new lens. Some claim they now see warning signs that were once easy to overlook: Matt's obsessive drive to control the farm's future, Caryn's growing influence over business matters, and even subtle moments where financial tension seemed to bleed through family conversations. Reddit threads and TikTok compilations are filled with clips of arguments that fans now interpret as foreshadowing the current crisis. But beyond the network and the fans, the emotional toll may be deepest within the Roloff family itself. Zach Roloff, who's long had a strained relationship with his father, has remained publicly silent, but his social media absence speaks volumes. Jeremy, who distanced himself from the show years ago, might find himself in a difficult position. Should he defend his family or preserve the clean, independent image he and Audrey have built outside of TLC? Molly, the most private of the Roloff siblings, could be pulled into the spotlight she's avoided for years, especially as fans demand to hear from the kids who saw it all happen. It's a moment that forces the Roloffs and TLC to confront an uncomfortable truth. The family that once symbolized unity and perseverance may now be remembered for betrayal and scandal. What started as a story about overcoming physical and personal challenges has evolved into something darker. A reflection of how fame, fortune, and fractured trust can corrode even the most beloved legacy. And as this legal battle unfolds, one question looms over everything. Has Little People, Big World finally reached its end? Sources close to production hint that the current season may quietly serve as its last. Crew members have allegedly been told to wait for updates, and TLC's social media has gone eerily quiet regarding new episodes or filming schedules. While no official statement has been made, fans fear the silence speaks for itself. If true, this could mark the official closing chapter of a show that once gave millions of viewers hope, laughter, and a window into a truly unique family dynamic. Now that window looks shattered, and the Roloff legacy, once so bright, seems clouded by allegations, distrust, and uncertainty about what comes next. Because if the Roloffs can fall apart under the weight of fame and legal scrutiny, it begs the question: was Little People, Big World ever as simple and heartwarming as it seemed? Or were we just watching the slow unraveling of a family who spent too long living under the unforgiving light of reality TV? What began as a simple judge's order has now spiraled into one of the darkest chapters in Little People, Big World history. A single legal document meant to resolve a financial dispute instead tore open years of hidden tension, unspoken resentment, and private pain within the Roloff family. Fans who once tuned in to see hope, laughter, and love on the farm are now watching a family unravel under the weight of fame, money, and mistrust. The Roloffs, who once embodied resilience and unity, now stand divided, their legacy clouded by legal uncertainty and emotional exhaustion. This isn't just about courtrooms or contracts anymore. It's about the cost of fame, how chasing success in the public eye can fracture even the strongest bonds. From Caryn's downfall to Matt's potential legal battles to Amy's quiet heartbreak watching it all unfold, this is no longer just a show. It's a cautionary tale. And as fans reflect on the years of joy the Roloffs once brought, they're left wondering whether little people, big world can ever recover from this, or if this truly marks the end of an era. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.